Good morning, everybody. It's Kula Dula from RawStocks. We have another edition of our pre-market prep here. And today, everything just looks bullish. It's one of those days where set it and forget it type of days. We're going to go into it. We're going to dive into it. Stick with us. It's going to be over in a flash today, I believe. All right. Shout out to our sponsors, Black Box Stocks and GammaEdge. Without those guys, we would not be able to do this every single day. So quick shout out to them. And go make sure you support them with the links in our bio. Okay, sorry, getting a little distracted this morning. Okay, so it looks like NVIDIA had the nice little run yesterday, and we're seeing it kind of settle around that 182 area. I think everybody and their brother are looking for this to run past this. I thought this would be an opportunity for some bears to really dump into this, and it might be the case, but realistically, it looks like a potential breakout, right, for 190 to 200. But I'm just kind of curious if they're going to allow that to happen, and that is dealers to allow that to happen, as they're probably forcibly trying to sell this down because of how much exposure they have. Okay, so I'm curious if we don't get this to sell back down towards 180, which is virtually our exposure level. At least let it burn a little bit. Okay, and what I mean by that is that they let it sit here at this level and let some of that premium come down, to continue to sell it down, let some of that premium dissolve, so that way some of those out of the money puts have now dissolved enough with the pricing, and that they can move into that without being too exposed. So we are watching this carefully. I think, into 180 you could look to go long. Let me show you the data on this real quick. So NVIDIA, you can see virtually at 182. 180 is a big call wall here. So as we're over this puts pressure on dealers for them to get long on this by buying shares and press this into 185 or 190. But as they approach this, they are looking to sell to maintain the pressure to keep price below here. So it's all of a balancing act here, but still remains super strong net gex here. There's a ton of speculation to the upside. Now this is reignited to the upside. I'm just curious if 180 has been our biggest point, right? It's a huge number. Market cap's of $4 trillion. It's a huge number. So do they really want to release this past this? Potentially. There's a lot of speculation. I'd watch to see how we interact with 185 and 180 today. That's going to be your levels for today that you really, really need to watch. Okay. So as it stands, based on data, we have the top of our call wall right here at 180. This probably needs to be expanded to 185, but I consider this more so a gamma expansion or gamma squeeze area, where if we break 185, we can definitely get a push into 190. So keep an eye on this. This is if outside of this week, if you're looking to buy calls on this, I think there's nothing wrong with buying calls over 180, looking for an expansion, but just be aware that there's going to probably be some type of pullback or even some hold before we see some expansion. That's just my opinion. We could see the straight up today, but my opinion is that we'll see some level of burn done, whether that's through chop or whether that's through a pullback, and really get some of that exposure off before they start to try to move this up higher based on where it's at. All right. So, and realistically, don't short this. Don't short this today at all. Just don't do it. Tesla looks strong before over 435. Looking for this to press up towards 450. So everything on this realistically looks bullish. All the data does support this. There's really nothing here that would say short, minus the fact that if we got to 450, you'd look to see if this thing could climb back down towards 435. But realistically, that doesn't seem ideal at this point. Everything in the market looks green, green, green. But those are the times where you buy cheap VIX. Those are the times where you wait for the news to drop. Today we have PMI at 15 minutes after open. Thursday we have GDP, and that's going to be a big one. Everyone's going to be focused on that one, and yeah, we'll see what happens there. But as far as Tesla goes, watch for 435 and 450. You're buying the dip down here and you're selling it up here. That's virtually what you're looking to do on Tesla. On the S&P, our favorite, our gem, overnight low of 66.87, currently sitting at around 66.94, which puts us right near this positive gamma support. So I would look at this area here to act as a pivot / resistance. Okay, so pivot now, for sure. Watch this area to act as a pivot or resistance based on where we're positioned. Okay, watch for this to act as resistance. Maybe look to target early down towards 66.87. If we do not see 66.87 taken out, I would be shocked. But the fact of the matter is, watch how we respond to our key level here at 6,700 and into this 66.94 zone. Okay, so underneath 66.95, I mean, there is a relative weakness, sure, but everything is pointing up. You're looking to rebuy down into this zone here, but there is some resistance to be had here. So I'm watching this closely for these, this type of move where we see maybe an expansion and then a drop. Be very careful about this move right here, okay? Or you see a potential break over this. Let's just pull it up here, okay? There is a really tight overnight session here. Okay, so a lot of times what we'll see is we'll see a break over, and then we might see a breakdown. That would give you your false break, your double top look, right? So be very careful here. Let's just put it that way. We're at 6,700. The same thing like NVIDIA at 180. It is nothing to be trifled with. It is a large move. There's a lot of money there, and it will not go easy. Okay, so take note of that. All right, so guys, that's going to cover it for today. I'm not even going to do a plug today. I'll just put it on the screen. You guys, if this is beneficial to you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Otherwise, we'll catch you later.